In this daytime where GP case, the patient's getting some excessive bearing nasally and inferiorly with the contact lens, with a little bit of an over-refraction as well. So one way to address these kind of quadrant-specific irregularities is to adjust the positioning of the points. So for example, if we're here in this meridian here, and we see that the biggest irregularity is around this area, maybe around 5 millimeters away from center or so, or 2.5 millimeters away from center. We can shift the red control point a little bit closer to that, and it should help the lens to follow the contour right around this chord diameter a little bit better. So we can maybe drop this down to 5.5. And then from here, let Wave recalculate the lens. So we'll go to Tools and Current Settings, and that will get the software to recalculate the curves on this lens based on the positioning of the control points. But another thing I might do is switch this to tangential mode, and this will loosen up the periphery a little bit as well. So tangential, we shifted the red control point, Tools now, Current Settings, and we'll let the software run. So now we have our new lens, and if we look at the graphics, we can see that the back surface of the lens, I think, a little bit better approximates the shape of the cornea. Having that little bit of shape factor allows us to get these real specific contours. Now, this isn't a very toric cornea, or the irregularities aren't really significant, especially as you get out to the periphery of the lens. So if this lens were to rotate on the eye, then all these fitting relationships, lens to cornea, would be off. For example, this steeper part of the lens, if we're up here, then we would see that it's way too steep. And so something to consider, I don't do it quite as often with daytime wear lenses, is to add prism ballast, and that way that makes sure that the lens orients on the eye exactly the way we want it to. That way the steeper areas of the lens match up with the steeper areas of the cornea, and they kind of stay that way. The patient also has a little bit of an over-refraction, and to enter that, you just click at the over, or click into the over-refraction box. I believe it was a +0.5. If you decide you want to add the prism, you can click it here, and then you just hit continue. You have to confirm that you want to make that change, and you'll see that the power of the lens changes down here. There's our half diopter change, and you can see the profile of the lens got a little bit thicker. This is the prism, which will be most noticeable down here. So if you decide to leave the prism out, I think that might be okay, but if you add it in, just keep in mind you'll have a thicker lens down here. And if we switch the view back to axial, you can see that we are a little bit looser out in the periphery compared to the initial lens.